You're exhausted, but you slept all night. You're overwhelmed. But nothing bad even happened today. You're distant from God, but you didn't mean to drift. Your joy is flickering. Your peace feels fake. And deep inside, something just isn't right. But you call it stress. You say, I just need a break. But what if it's not stress? What if the pressure you're feeling, the fog in your mind, the spiritual numbness, isn't random at all? What if you're not just stressed? What if you're under attack? The Bible says in Ephesians 6:12, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, powers, and spiritual wickedness in high places. That means what's coming against you isn't always visible, isn't always logical, isn't always natural. Some battles don't show up in blood tests. Some wounds don't leave bruises. Some wars don't look like wars. They feel like tiredness. They sound like overthinking. They look like disconnection. But in reality, they're war, and you're the target. Here are 7 signs you may be under spiritual attack, not just stressed out. 1. Sudden confusion and mental fog. Tasks feel harder. You forget things. You can't focus in prayer or worship. Confusion is one of the enemy's sharpest arrows. 2. Unexplainable fatigue. You slept well, but still feel heavy. That's not laziness. That's warfare in your spirit. 3. Random flare-ups of fear or anxiety. Out of nowhere, your heart races. Your thoughts spiral. That's not always emotional. That's an ambush. 4th, distance from the presence of God. Worship feels dry. Prayer feels blocked. You're not faithless. You're under fire. 5. Revival of old temptations. Things you've overcome come roaring back because the enemy doesn't invent new chains. He tries to recycle the old ones. 6th, sudden relational division. You're irritated, offended, easily triggered. Offense is spiritual poison. The devil uses it to isolate you. 7. The desire to isolate or quit. You withdraw. You say, I'm fine, but you're actually unraveling. These aren't coincidences. They're coordinated. They're targeted. They're strategic. Satan doesn't start by stealing your finances. He doesn't always launch with tragedy. He starts with your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, your perception of yourself and of God. Because if he can control the lens, he can twist the truth. He whispers, you're failing. You'll never change. God's tired of you. You're too broken to be used. And if you agree with him, even silently, you surrender territory in your mind without even knowing it. 2 Corinthians 10:4 says, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God for the pulling down of strongholds. What's a stronghold? It's a lie you've believed for so long. You forgot it was never true. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You're not lazy. You're in a spiritual battle, and it's time to fight back. Here's how. 1. Identify the attack. Stop calling it stress. Name it for what it is, spiritual pressure. 2. Put on the armor. Ephesians 6. Truth, righteousness, peace, faith, salvation, the Word. This isn't symbolic. This is your armor. 3. Speak the Word out loud. Don't just read it, declare it. The enemy doesn't respond to silence. 4th, fast. Fasting clears the spiritual fog. It doesn't change God. It repositions you. 5. Surround yourself with warriors. Isolation is the enemy's playground. Connection is your covering. 6th, worship. Worship isn't a genre. It's a weapon. Satan doesn't fear your title. He doesn't fear your platform. He fears your obedience. He fears a believer who prays when they don't feel anything, who worships while they wait, who stands while they're wounded. He fears your consistency, your humility, your resilience, because every time you rise after the enemy knocks you down, you remind him of Jesus. Every time you choose to forgive, every time you show up when it would have been easier to shut down, every time you resist temptation when no one's watching, you don't just survive, you shatter the enemy's strategy. You think it's just stress, but it's a spiritual attack. You're not defeated. You're being developed. You're not under pressure because you're weak. You're under pressure because you're anointed. So today, suit up, speak up, stand up, because no matter what hell throws your way, greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world. 1 John 4:4. Drop a comment if this woke something up in you. Subscribe for more biblical warfare strategies